Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show with your boy Sarge, man. Happy Monday, man. Hopefully, everybody's had a great weekend. Hey, let me say this, man. Let me say this. Riding down 95, man, yesterday, I saw some of the flyest trailers on the planet, man. Y'all was doing y'all thing, towing them bikes down to Daytona, man. Those were some of the most special trailers I've seen in a while. But hey, man, that's not the reason we're here. Let everybody know we're on. Share it with a friend. K4L. Let's go.
I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Hold it up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting y'all don't gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hold it up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting y'all gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Slide on my road glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We iron elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Roll the wall, down the road, run it up, rip it up. Hold it up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hold it up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it, I scrape the town burning loud. When the smoke clear up, you know I hardly did it. I'm real naughty with it, my ride clean when it bling. I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it, get it? I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down to split it, backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lames riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll the wall, down the road, run it up, rip it up. Hold it up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hold it up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do?
Hey, man, once again, welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show with your boy Sarge, man. Hopefully, everybody's having a great evening, man. I just had to get my jokes out my way, man. Now I'm good. Now I'm going to be serious this evening. Hopefully, StreamYard, please give your brother some... Oh, my God, help me. Hopefully, we can get the streams together today. Hopefully, it's not going to be one of those long-ass days with streaming. But again, man, thank you guys for joining us this evening. I know you can be anywhere rocking with anybody, but you're spending a little time with us on the Iron Elite Podcast Show. Hey, I got a good one this evening, man. Okay, so now we're in the 2026 riding season. I know most of y'all going to be getting yonders and be going everywhere, four corners, true X's, I-10 to the 95 in the end. You're going to be going on a 0 mile marker. You're going to be going everywhere. Riding all over America, doing your thing, man. But what we want to talk about today and the guests that I got slated for you guys is they're going to tell us how to get this thing done. How to do it safely, how to do it efficiently. What do you need to know before I think I'm back up again. If you can hear me and see me well, please give me a thumbs up or one in the chat, please. Stream's going to be streaming today, looking crazy. So hopefully we'll have very little to no problems this evening, but we're going to get it done because the devil ain't going to win, man. But I've got 4 guests on with me this evening, man, and we're going to be talking about, and these guests, let me do this first. Let me say, the guest that I looked for to do the show with us today, I needed to have some of the best who ride motorcycles, who've really been getting out there and doing it consistently at a long pace, man. So hopefully the guest that I have today will be able to help you guys out and give you guys some great information on being able to navigate a long distance trip, some 5,000 miles or more. So without further ado, let me see if I can bring them on, get my guests on. Here we go. Bam, 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 bam. You see them. First of all, let's do this. Let's do this before we even get them going. Let's go this. Man, I got motorcycle royalty in the house tonight, man. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna allow them to introduce themselves and tell the world just a little bit about us. Frizz, let me let you go first, brother, if you don't mind.
What's happening in the world? Is boy Big Frizz, road captain, favorite rare breed. Proud to be here.
He'll go get her, man. Country, what's happening? What's going on out there in AZ?
What's going on with you, brother? Hey, I'm Country, man, representing Down the Pound MC, Phoenix chapter president.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And anytime, Mr. Anytime, Anywhere, T. Luke, what's happening, my guy?
What it do, man? Mr. Anytime, T. Luke, whatever they want to call me, man. But next level MC down here in Tampa, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So y'all see it, man. I've got some yonder go-getters, man. If these guys don't know, it ain't to be known. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If they don't know about these highways of America and riding motorcycles, man, and taking it to the limit, man, nobody will know. But again, let everybody know we on Share It, man. Let everybody know, hey, man, come on over to YouTube, Sarge Life and Motorcycling. Share it with a friend. Let everybody know, man, we're going to be talking some real good stuff tonight. Of course, you see, I've got some royalty in the house, man. I see K Solo from Riding with K Solo podcast. He's rocking with us this evening, man. Mr. Billion Miles a Year doing this thing. Breezy does it. Appreciate you for being on with us this evening. Hey, my main man, Low Key. What's happening, Low Key? Good to see you this evening, my brother. Bald head, nasty. We gonna stay mature tonight on this show, man. You finna get me in a whole bunch of mess. Tone Time, good to see you, my guy. Appreciate you being on with us this evening. For everybody who's coming on and spending a little time with us this evening, if you guys would be so kind, reach up and hit the like button, man, so we can get the algorithms moving this evening. And hopefully I can get this raggedy behind streaming system on deck so we don't have any problems. So with that being said, fellas, man, we're going to walk right into this thing, man. We're going to talk about it. Okay, we're in the 2026 riding season. I know everybody's got a lot of rides they want to do, man. I know a lot of people got a lot of miles that they want to get across and do all these things. But man, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end to this thing. Am I correct? Well, we're going to talk about it, man. We're going to get down with it. And like I said, I think on this panel, I think it's fair to say on this panel, it's probably easy to say this panel is knocking off 100K. Combined each year with no problem at all. Is that fair? That's a fair assessment, right? That's no hyperbole. That's no. Yeah. I think this panel's knocking well over $100,000 a year. Yeah. I think this panel's doing some miles on miles. So we gonna go and get into it. So our first talking point, man, I want to talk about the planning required for preparations for a ride like this. Let's start off. There's reasons why we make rides, and in my notes I put down there's a couple reasons. We either riding for a vacation, we're riding for perhaps some type of endurance ride or rally style ride. We might be doing a coast to coast. There could be just a solo ride, getting to find myself across America, and then there's a group ride. When I say group ride, I mean talking about everything from an MC on down to a riding club or just a bunch of guys and girls that want to get together and do something special. Did I miss any particular reason why we would make a long distance ride?
Just for the hell
Everybody kind of agree with that? And then if you're really crazy, we ride to eat. Shout out to RTE. We're going to be there this year. So fellas, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out, man. Anybody can take it and we can run with it. When we're getting ready to make a 5,000 mile ride or better, what are some of the first preliminary things we put into place? Say we're a month out, 2 months out. What are some of the first preliminary things that we put in place? Anybody want to take that?
So it all depends
Well, the
on.
first
Oh,
thing
go
I
ahead.
would
Go ahead,
say,
Reef.
man, what I do is I pre- oh, no, I'll go
Okay,
ahead.
we
No,
got a
I'll say,
crossover.
man, I prepare mentally, bro. Like, like you gotta get your mind right first and foremost before you even start packing your bike, before you start calling around and trying to plan something. Like the mental has to be all the way together because 5,000 miles ain't no punk, man. Once you get out there past 1,000 to 1,500, ain't no turning back around. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So that's my first thing, man, is just my mental getting it right. The physical, I know I can do. You know, I've been doing it at a high caliber for a long time, but you got to be prepared in your mind for what's to come. And always expect the unexpected because we don't know what we're going to encounter or endure while we're out there in the elements of the country, bro.
for sure, for sure. Anybody else? What's the preliminary thing? What's the first thing that you think about before you get ready to start preparing for a ride like this?
Where is it that I'm going and why?
Okay.
I think that ties into the mental aspect because if you know where you're going and why you're going there, getting yourself in the mindset of okay, this and this has to get done in order for that to be accomplished. That's when that ball starts rolling. When you actually start to sit behind your computer or your phone or whatever, you start plotting your trip. I want to go from point A to point B, and then you realize, hey, I'm over 5,000 miles on this turnaround joint. That's when that mental, okay, now how am I going to break this down? How am I going to accomplish this? So
Okay. Okay. So does everybody agree it's the mental first? It's the mental exercise that you do first.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen this, man, and I'm gonna throw this out, and I don't know if anybody's seen this before. There's a truck driver, and I'm sure some other guys have done it on YouTube, but there's a truck driver who rides the maybe I looked at his the first time I did the 80. And he did a GoPro, it was a lapse time. In the GoPro, it showed us all like the main spots, the main markers that he saw on the 80 as he was taking the trip. And what I did the first time I did the 80 coming across is I watched his YouTube, and it was in elapsed time, it was about 60 minutes. And it was like a mental exercise for me. You know, I've never rode that stretch of highway that way before. And what it did was kind of give me a mental thought process, what I was going to see as I was riding across the 80. I don't know if anybody's ever seen anything like that or ever came up on anything like that. Just me. But I thought it was the coolest thing, you know, as
That
I was
dude,
hitting this. I'm sorry, somebody said something?
I'm gonna see it as I'm doing it.
You see it as you do it? But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool thing. It was just something I did. I ran across it, and I thought it was pretty hot. But I do think going through the mental reps first is something that I do, and I think it really helps. What about you, Reef? What you do? I know you done rode every highway, so it's got a muscle memory.
Now, so it all depends on the type of ride, because I do rally ride and things, and you don't know where you're going. You just know where you're starting, and you might know where you're finishing. And that's all you know. So for me, after getting excited about that, I got accepted to do the ride, or I'm gonna like do a grand slam or something big. The next thing is my plan and my how am I gonna attack it. Um, it's a lot of miles and it's a lot of things to do. So one of my things is how do you eat elephant one bite at a time. So I just gotta remember everything is one step at a time. You can't look too far ahead because you're gonna forget something that you should that's right in your face.
Right.
So I take a 10, 15, 20-day ride and I break it down into a day, 2 days at a time. And that way it makes it easier to digest and it doesn't get overwhelming at the same time.
Okay. Okay. So once we've done with the mentals, so so once we're done with the mentals, What's our next step? What are we going to? Okay, mentally, I've kind of planned it. I know what I want to do. I know how long I want to take, and I know what route I want to take. What's the next thing that we go into?
Logistics.
Somebody say logistics.
So for me, my next step is I need to figure out if this is going to be a ride by myself or I'm going with some of the other bros, because the way I ride by myself is different than when I'm with some of the bros. So I take that into account when I'm actually doing my planning and my routing.
Okay. Is it a big difference between a group and individual, or is it small deviations?
Nah, it's a big difference, because most of the time when I'm by myself, I'm running 180, 190, 200 miles a tank. And that's, you're in the saddle for 2 hours, 45 minutes to 3 hours at a time. And when you with a pack, you really can't run like that.
True. So break that down for us, country. So if I'm running with a group of, say, 4, how do you do that logistically?
So now, if you got a group of 4, it all depends on the experience of that 4 people. Now, I got some guys in my club. I mean, we can be 10 to 15 running a pack, and we can run exactly how I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you can maybe have a little sprinkle of 2 or 3 people that don't run like that. Then you have to take that into account.
Okay, so it's kind of like they're saying you ride their ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also got to go, if you're in a pack, you got to think about the smallest bike. You can't. Everybody, all the bikes got to be equal. It ain't the same thing.
True.
So you got to consider the skill level of the riders and the capabilities of the bikes is included in that ride.
Yeah. So the size
So
of the
yeah,
bike,
that's what I think about after the mental part of it, all that. Then you consider if you're going by yourself or you ride with a pack, and then you just then you go from there. Next step will be make sure your bike is up to par.
Okay, let's take it back to the bikes.
That's my first step.
Yeah, let's take it back to the bikes in a pack, because are we when we say bikes in a pack, are we talking about for CC, for horsepower ability? We're talking for gas mileage. We're talking for how that bike is handling that highway.
All of the above.
Okay.
Well, that and endurance. Everybody endurance is different. So even though I can ride 3 hours in the seat, somebody endurance may not be like that. They can only do an hour and a half to 45 minutes, and you have to take that into account.
Okay. True.
Yeah, some people on the blood pressure meds, they got to stop every hour.
Hey, if you got to stop every hour, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be riding with you on that ride. We can do 100, 200, but I don't know about a 5,000 or better. But you're right. Medication plays a big part of this thing. A big part of this thing.
So my thing is, we talking about a 5,000 mile trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for some people that can take maybe 3 days to do it, and then for somebody else it might take them 5 days to do it.
True.
So again, you have to take all into account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So those are things that I think we've done on a podcast before. I think Reef was with us when we did the uncomfortable conversation. If you ride with a group, you gotta have the talk. Because if you don't have the talk before the ride, I guarantee you're gonna have the talk on the ride. And it's probably not gonna be as pleasant on the ride as it could have been prior to the ride. Is that fair, gentlemen?
Exactly.
Okay. So we talked about the mental exercise. I'm sorry, go ahead. Somebody said something?
No, you good.
Okay.
I was gonna say so when me and my guys running, we got a smaller group, but we all run kind of the same. So it all goes back to KYP, knowing your personnel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when we get out there, we know the destination that we going to, and we challenge each other to get to that point. But we also teach safety too, where if something is going on with your bike or you physically, say something. Don't try to be the macho man and just tough it out because we said we're going to this destination and then something that ends up happening. Now we gotta explain why something happened to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the
Right.
trip is pretty much planned out. Like I said, we going when we going to California, we already know it's 2,500 miles. Now we run that a little different. You know, me and my guys run from here to El Paso, which is like 1,700 straight. So when we get to El Paso, we shut down and we can take it on you the next day if we choose to. But those things are ironed out, laid out, destinations are set before we even get ready to take off on the trip. So it's important to have that communication before you decide to just jump out there willy-nilly and don't know where you're going and how you're going to get there.
Is it fair? I'm trying to think about this. Uh, Say for a 5,000 mile trip, and you're going with say uh, two or more people. Is it Would it be a wise thing to say if you've never done nothing like that before, maybe some small tune-up trips?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
Like we
Okay.
start off, our perimeter is like, we're 7.5 hours from Charlotte. We're 6 hours from Atlanta. You know, if you want to stretch it, a good thou while is from Tampa to Houston, just to kind of get 1,000 up under their belt and then kick it for a day and a half at the anniversary and ride 1,000 back home. So, you definitely want to get those smaller trips in and break them in before you just take them the long haul because you don't know how they're going to do, what their routines are. You got smokers who like to stop at gas stations and smoke cigarettes, and some people
Oh
got to have
yeah.
their coffee in the morning. Like
Yeah.
you need to know all these things before you get out there on a 2,000 to 5,000 mile trip.
Facts.
I think a lot
Facts.
of a lot of stuff is going to boil down again to the purpose of the ride.
Mm.
The purpose of the ride is to get to a specific spot that's so far away in as little time as possible. Then yes, those long distances, somebody needs to practice that over the course of riding locally or taking smaller trips or whatever, and trying to get to a specific destination within a limited amount of time or whatever, and making that grow and grow and grow until they can reach that point where they're going that long distance. They know, okay, that we're talking about 5,000 mile trips. So let's just say, for all intents and purposes, we want to get there in a timely fashion. We only got, let's say, a week to play with. So I know I need to bust out. I'm gonna have to do a thigh wow. There's no and ifs or buts about it. I have to be able to do a thigh wow. So that means on my
Okay.
personal time, I need to
Okay.
be practicing doing 500 or
Okay.
more around the house. Or
Anybody else have things to add on it?
you know, you said.
Right. Right. Let me see. Look like I'm losing my. Okay. I got everybody back up. Everybody can see me. My stream
Yes,
is
sir.
tripping right now. Okay.
We good?
I think Sarge had to jump off and jump back on.
Okay.
One second.
Did y'all catch everything I was saying?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Either he got so many people tuned in at the same time, or Florida just ain't got no good signal.
He always had problems, so I think it's Jacksonville.
Things never went right. I think everybody's back on now. I think I got everybody back on now.
We never left.
Frizz, Frizz, can you say that? Hey, can you say that last sentence again for me, please, sir?
I don't remember what the last sentence was. But
Okay.
what was the last thing you heard?
Well, yeah, he said y'all kept talking. Hey, so for until we were rudely interrupted by my streaming service, again, we went down. I think the last thing I caught was when we were saying mini tune-up rides. I think Tulu was saying from Tampa to Atlanta, and then from I think perhaps you said Tampa to Houston. Am I correct? T-Luke, am I right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if he
Okay. Let me see. Look like I got it.
I heard you country. That's it.
Okay. You didn't catch what I like. Well, I was talking about the tune-up rides that you were speaking about that you did with some of your guys. You can't hear me?
T-Luke, you can't hear Sarge?
Yeah, but I would assume since we talking about 5,000-mile rides or more that at this point everybody had already done your tune-up rides and y'all all familiar.
Right.
I would hope, but you know, sometimes we see somebody else do it on social media and we go, "Oh, that was easy. I can get this. I can knock this right on off." But I would hope. You're absolutely right. You probably shouldn't be fooling around with that. And for people listening in the home, you really shouldn't be fooling around with a 5,000-mile or more trip unless you've probably done quite a few tune-up trips to get you in that mind state. And there's a lot of things. There's a lot of step A, B, C, D, E's before we get to the Z. I can guarantee that. Is that fair, fellas?
For sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's get into the next portion of it. Okay, the mentals, the talking it out, the uncomfortable conversations. What's the next thing we would go into? Say now. Okay, now that we know where we're going, we know who's going with us. We've talked about where we're going to go. What's the next step to our 5,000-mile or more trip?
Well, at that point, I think the next step would be, like I said, make sure everybody that's either you going by yourself or you going with a group, everybody make sure their bikes are good. No, I mean, up-to-date service, tires, all that.
Now, I'm gonna say this, country. I'm gonna throw it out there now. There's levels to this here, making sure your bike is good. You know, some guys gonna say, "Is your bike good?" Check. But there's levels to this bike good thing.
I will say this though. I will say this. So, me and LaRock from AZ Breed out here, we did a run to Louisville a couple years ago. My bike was up to par, new tires, fresh oil change, everything. We got to the gas station to leave from Phoenix. I turned my bike on and my cluster was just going crazy. So I literally had to jump start my bike because he told me at that point it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. He said, "Man, you want to wait for Harley to open?" I said, "No, I'm about to jump start this bike." So I was like, "We not finna lose no time." So I literally jump started my bike from Phoenix at every gas station all the way to Albuquerque. And by the time we got to Albuquerque, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning. We sat there Harley until they opened at 9. My stator was going out.
Okay.
So you can do all that preparation before the ride, and then something is bound to happen during the ride. You got to be prepared.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you bike is good to go. We're gonna go ahead and say that people have taken their bike in, they've had their bike maintenanced, they've had their bike inspected by a mechanic, and they've done their own eyes on inspection, whether they put the bike up on a jack and washed and turned screws and made sure things were torqued down. And like Country just said, that doesn't always guarantee you that nothing's gonna go wrong with the bike. So with that being said, do everybody agree that you should have a extended service plan for the bike?
Yes, sir, if you can.
Extended
Yeah.
service plan and a general knowledge of how to do basic maintenance will save your butt.
Yep.
Because I've had them say this before, Frizz. I've had them say they bought all the tools they were supposed to buy. They bought a tire patching kit, but don't know how to use none of that stuff. I've had that before.
Hey, Professor YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that on the 10 before. I've seen brand new tools and all kind of stuff and didn't know how to do it. So yeah, I agree. So we both. I think everybody. I think it's unanimous. People will say that you need to have an extended service plan or a fat emergency credit card. What y'all think?
AAA or something.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, my thing is, Sarge. I mean that if you don't have a newer motorcycle, let's say if you know is a little bit older, sometimes you probably won't have that extended service plan. But like I always tell my guys, man, always put yourself in a position when you're out on the highway to be self-sufficient. Meaning, like you said, you got credit card, you got AAA, you got tools to do basic maintenance.
Okay.
Always want to be self-sufficient.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Okay. Roadside recovery. Do you need to have that? Do you need to have triple A? Or what's that other one you use? Reef. Good son. Good Sam.
I use Good Sam.
Good Sam.
I
Which
use
is
Good Sam and Progressive.
Okay. Okay. And I think some of the other insurance companies have towing packages. I know. I think Allstate
Yeah, a
has
lot of
some.
the insurance towing packages are garbage, but they got them.
Yeah. You know, it's enough. It's sometimes enough just to get your behind off the highway. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I want let me add one more thing, Sarge.
Go
I know
for it.
this don't pertain to Reef, but if you ride a Harley Davidson, make sure you have an extra shift rod in your toolkit
Facts.
And a bunch of zip
Facts.
ties.
because I'm
Facts.
telling you right now, I've saved more people with my extra shift rod than I've saved myself.
Facts.
And those are the first things to go on a Harley when you're on the highway. Trust and believe me.
Hey, so this is what you do. If you buy a new Harley, old Harley, almost like brand new Harley, take that shifter rod off first. Take it off first. Go ahead and take that thing off and put it in your tour pack. And then go buy you a better one than
Yep.
the stock one. Go buy you a better one because that one you took off is going to be your backup one when that other one break. What y'all think?
Yep.
Man, some
Hey,
Loctite.
Big fact.
And get some Loctite.
Get some
And get some
Loctite.
Loctite. If you are, I don't know about the engine riders, I don't know about the Honda riders, but if you're a Harley rider, Loctite, extra shifter linkage,
Zip ties.
zip ties, yeah, because I guarantee you, if you ride long enough, yeah, shifter red, I say shifter and shifter linkage, because if you ride it long enough, it's gonna snap. It's gonna
Don't
snap.
go.
It's for some reason that stock one that comes on it is raggedier than a mug. Is that fair?
I can
Yep.
attest that was the first thing that went wrong on one of my trips. On my Harley when I first got it. I was coming back from New York, and I was coming out of Virginia. I knew I could make it to North Carolina, at least the first exit was inside of North Carolina before I had to stop for gas. And as I went to go get off of the exit for the gas station, I went to go downshift. That joker wasn't there.
Was that on the I-10 to the end trip?
Nah,
That went on the 10 trip.
I did a trip up to New York.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But yeah, went down there to ship, and that joker was gone.
Hey,
So
see both-
I usually keep a shift rod and a shifter shaft in my toolkit because that can strip out just as worse as that shift rod can break.
Yep.
And if you got to heal the toe shifter, you really don't. Most times you don't need an extra shifter because usually there's only one of them that goes out. So if you change that shifter shaft, the shifter that's not stripped out, you can just put it in the front and use it as a toe.
I don't use I got one on mine. You know, the 23. They don't do it. They don't put them on them anymore. but I took my old one off. I think I had one on my 20, but I took the old one off. I can't remember, but I don't even use the hill shifter at all. I just use the toe shifter. And I
Oh
saw
wow.
Ballhead Nasty said, "Don't stanky leg the shifter rod." LOL. And he said, "Mine holding strong." Hey, homie, good on you. Good on you. Because I'm telling you, I don't think, I remember back in the day, people are kicking them like horses and stuff,
You
but I
don't
don't
got
really see people getting on them like that, man. I think it's just because of the volatility on the highway, and they shake, rattling, and rolling, and I just think eventually it goes bad. Anybody else got any logic on it? That's what I say anyway.
I mean, I think it's just mostly wear and tear, man. I mean, those boats usually when the shifter rod break, the boat will snap. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. Well, we've established if you're not going to have a extended service plan, and I know some people's bikes might have real excessive miles on it, and it might be a little harder, might be a little bit more expensive for you to try to get one for your bike. But I
Yep.
would definitely say if you don't have an extended service plan, if you don't have a emergency credit card, you shouldn't be making this trip. Is that fair, fellas?
facts.
Yep.
Yeah, or you're gonna be in a world of hurt because
Yep.
repairs can start at as little as $500, and before you know it, they can get up to almost $5,000. If you
Yep.
start including things in like your tow recovery, hotel stay, additional food, and repair on the bike, it could be $5,000 in no time flat. It'd be enough to make you pass out. What y'all think?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Hey,
And
T.
let's
Luke,
not and let's not add in the price. If you gotta leave your bike somewhere, that means you got to buy a plane ticket to get home.
You gotta
yes,
get,
sir. Or
you have to get
Plane ticket or one-way rental. I use one-way
yeah.
rentals.
Hey,
Yep.
T. Luke,
That
if
too.
T. Luke can't hear me, I'm gonna get you to pop out and pop back on. It is something really going wicked with StreamYard tonight. So T. Luke, if you can't hear me, pop off, and pop back on, and I'll put you back on.
Hey,
Let me
T. Luke,
see this.
Sar said if you can't hear him, pop out and pop back in.
Let me see if I can get him to reset. Let's see. Let's see. Get him back.
Got a bad Florida connection.
Yeah, it's something wicked, man. Yeah, it's something with the stream that's going really wicked tonight. Thank God everybody can still hear me. And for those out who are watching and observing and listening to the show, man, I apologize. It's not Sarge at all. It's the streaming for some reason today, and I'll put a Trevor ticket in after this show is over, and hopefully we can get everybody back going again. So, okay, so we've covered recovery. We've covered emergency roadside situations and scenarios that you might deal with. Any last thing on that particular topic before we move on, fellas?
That's it.
Okay. I think K Solo said something about carry 100-mile-an-hour duct tape and take it
That duct
back
tape, yeah.
on. It will work. Yeah,
bucket.
it's true. True. Yeah, definitely. I would say definitely carry some type of duct tape, electrical tape. All those things are going to come in handy when you're making a trip like that, because those are little things. Sometimes you can make a quick repair on the road, and believe it or not, a shifter lever and shifter linkage can actually, if you don't have a replacement or zip ties or some way to connect it back, that's going to cost you a tow. Is that fair?
Yep.
It's going to cost you a tow. And I think that part, typically you can go to get that part from Harley for what, about $120, $130.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
so let's add another level to that, right? If you out in the middle of nowhere and you gotta wait on AAA, you probably gonna sit there for you don't know how long just for a $120 part.
Yeah. Especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in the gauntlet, God knows when AAA is going to get to you. I saw that with Soldier United out there that was in the middle of the gauntlet. But if you're in the middle of outside of Salt Lake City, in between Salt Lake City and Reno, God help you, it might be weeks before they get out there and get you out of there. Yeah, it could be crazy.
So now with every
Yo,
situation, there's different factors to it too now. So somebody's riding capabilities can come into play and actually assist them with that. So now, like for instance, in my case, with my linkage falling off and everything like that, I was comfortable in my capabilities of riding to be able to almost utilize it as a suicide shift. I had to reach down there and shift it with the actual arm that was still on the back side of the gears back there. And I rode from literally the Virginia border all the way down to Smithfield, North Carolina to make it to the closest Harley dealership that was open. So, I mean, you could still operate with it, but your riding capabilities up to par to be able to do something like that, knowing how the bike works, like knowing, okay, that shifted ride works and this function. So without that part, I'd have to do this and this. Could you tie something to it and probably pull, try what we grew up in the MacGyver time frame, right? So try to figure out something to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So because it's broken and you don't have the right part, is there something else that could get you from where you're at to get to a better location,
I think we lost Sarge again.
I'm gonna stop dropping dimes, man, because every time I do
that. Can y'all hear me now?
Can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We got.
Yeah, we hear you.
We got Sarge.
Okay. As long as you guys can still hear me, probably seeing me is better than hearing me is probably better than seeing me on the screen. I see K Solo say the least expensive
gotta redo this one.
recovery for HD riders is becoming a hog member rider. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It called hog member.
We're gonna call Sarge. Can't get right tonight.
Can't get right.
I feel like janky promoters around here, man. Yeah.
Man.
Right.
What are some situations that you guys have found yourselves in when traveling and having to utilize like a breakdown plan or something like that? Any of the riders that gone down, like what are some situations you find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, and how'd you overcome that?
So what I was going to tell you is that if you out on the road and you middle of nowhere late at night and your tow service is not responding, if you get in touch with the state troopers from the state, they have a whole list of services that will come and get you, and they have to respond to them within normally 30 to 45 minutes. You have to be off the road once the state troopers call. So you call the non-emergent number to the state troopers, and they will dispatch somebody out. Now, the bad part is you will probably have to pay that out of your pocket up front. But if you got trip interruption or if you have called your tow and they did not respond, you submit that bill to them and they will reimburse that.
Yep. Most definitely.
Okay. I caught the back end of that. I see y'all got jokes tonight for Sarge, man. My junk is janky as hell.
You write your own jokes. We just say
yeah, bro. Sarge got AOL dial up.
Hey, Sarge, before we move on from this topic right here, I want to add one more thing that happened to me that I learned a lesson from.
Okay.
So my bike is a 2023, so it's pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into a situation where my switch popped up out of the tumbler. So when it happened, somebody told me that I needed my key to realign it, and I'm like, I'm like, I got my key right here. And he's like, no, you need a special key.
Yep.
So I found out what that key was.
I know exactly.
And I added that key to my tool bag. That would never happen to me again.
I'm gonna say this, country. Now, the key is a lifesaver, but you got to know how to do it too, because you'll be out there all damn night with that, lining that thing up.
Yeah. Now, also, so this key it's specific to the year of your bike.
Yes.
So from 14 and up, it's a small key. From 13 and down, it's a little bit longer.
But
So it's
can
specific
you?
to the year.
Yeah, but can you just go into Harley and buy that?
Uh, some dealerships carry them.
Really?
Yeah, but I order mine off Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that you had to order it. I didn't think you can go buy that from the dealership.
Yeah, it probably depends on what dealer. Like,
Well, the
the bigger dealerships like in El Paso, they might have it.
Yeah. Because actually, that's what happened to mine, and I got a 23. That's actually what happened to me in Laramie, Wyoming. Yeah, sure did. Matter of fact, I just got it back on enough that it was it was a rig, man, just to be able to start the bike. But
there you go.
I managed to be able to limp it down to Salt Lake City when they opened that morning for the dealership to reset it. And brother, I was scared to lock it down or anything after that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a big.
I've done it to mine before.
You've done it to yours too?
Yeah, it happened to mine. I've got on my 15 CPO. Shoot, we were up in like the Maryland area, and I stem locked it. When it came out, the whole mechanism came apart. I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because you screwed without it. You're not gonna start that bike.
you screwed. It was a
Yeah, you
wrap.
screwed. Yeah.
And the handlebars were locked at that point. So
True.
Without having that special key, country, you can take the whole mechanism actually apart, the steering column itself apart, and you can take that mechanism, the tumbler, and actually reset it and put it back together. But you have to put the whole unit back together as one. And
gotcha.
that's what works.
And you're gonna be playing with it for a while to make sure it lines up, because it has to line up perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had like a little Allen key, and I was able to push all the little pins the right way and put it back, and then put the whole steering column back together and put it back on the bike. After I unlocked, so once I took the steering column itself off completely from the bike, that unlocked the handlebars, and then you had to put the tumbler back together and stuff and put that back in. But it was a pain in the butt. It took me probably about an hour to figure it out.
Yeah, I see D Bell say carry both keys. He said carry both keys. Most dealers will charge you an arm and a leg. I was lucky. I mean, Salt Lake City, they gave it to me on the love, but I don't think every dealership is about that. And I know most dealerships, Harley dealerships, you're normally running about $75 a half hour for labor. I would say on average, but shout out to the Harley Davidson dealership in Salt Lake City, man. They gave it to me on the love. They did it. Matter of fact, it probably took them about 15, 20 minutes to play with it and finally get it working. But they got me on my way, and it wasn't a dime, man. So shout out to those guys. So I want to move on, fellas, because of my jankiness with my equipment. It's kind of bogged us down, but I want to kind of keep pushing. So we've talked about the emergency stuff. Prepare for emergency. I think this in my situation, the more you prepare for emergency, probably the less you're going to have an emergency. The less you prepare, typically when you don't prepare, something crazy is going to happen. Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go with it like that. So let's talk about say on the equipment side. Anything's on the equipment side that you guys specifically do to get ready for a long trip, because we know I don't care what time of year you start off in. It could be summer in Florida, but by the time you make it to Washington State, it might be a whole different summer. Or riding through Dakota, other Dakotas are riding through Maine. It could be a whole different thing. So equipment-wise, what do you guys carry on the bike equipment-wise, and what do you wear?
Well, for me, I have a built all-weather suit that's suited for cold weather and for rain. So I normally wear that on the outside. I'll have freeze out gear as my base layer, and then I put my jeans on, and then I put my suit on. That's it. I have heated gloves, but with the suit I have, I don't even need for me, everybody's different. I don't need a heated jacket or heated pants, because my suit it works for me.
Okay.
And I wear Chippewa boots.
I like those. Yeah, Chippewa boots. For those who are not familiar with those boots, what do those boots primarily do for you?
So the Chippewa boots they're waterproof, they're insulated, and steel toe, all that.
Yeah, I think those are pretty.
And a lot of people advertise waterproof boots, but I'm telling you, those Chippewas is true.
Yeah, feet don't sweat in them.
Nope.
Keep you very warm in cold weather and
Yep.
pretty insulated in wet weather.
Yep.
Okay.
They're a little pricey, but they worth it.
Yeah, you lost me on the I don't wear heated tops.
I don't wear the heat top.
Yeah,
I have an Under Armour. It's like a cold weather Under Armour long sleeve. I put that underneath my long sleeve shirt, and that's it.
So your suit's not heated or nothing.
No, my suit's not heated.
It's a regular.
I
guess I'm
okay. So for me,
well, I like that.
For me, it's my hands and my toes. My hands and toes get cold, I'm done.
Yeah, my fingertips get jacked. I'm pretty much I'd have lost the love. I'd have lost that love and feeling. Yeah. Would you suggest for a long distance trip like this for a rider to invest in a riding suit, heated suit?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Because my thing is better to have it and don't need it than to need it and don't have it.
Yeah. What about you, Frizz?
The benefit of a heated suit, or a riding suit also is you can pack less gear, less weight on your bike, and less everyday gear you got to wear.
Facts.
So
yeah, because I think Reef wear his suit to sleep. he gets somewhere he don't never take his off.
I've never seen Reef ride without a riding suit. I've never seen Reef without a riding suit on. You're right. Yeah, I like it too because I don't like to carry a lot of gear on the bike, so I'm always gonna have a riding suit. Only time I
always ask Reef how he do it, Sarge. I see him sometimes go on a 10-day trip. All he have is a night bag.
Yeah, and I'm pretty close, man. I'll wear a riding suit. I'll wear a riding suit throughout the trip, and then I got a pair of shorts and maybe some sweatpants or something, man, and some slides, man. I just don't pack a lot on the bike. I'm the same way on that stuff. that riding suit, man, is 100 for me. If I put on jeans, it's normally if I'm doing some Soul Brother stuff, and then it's only to the annual and back to the hotel, and then them jeans never get put back out again. I just don't do it. So hey, so Reef, let me say, Reef, is it official, man? A riding suit with heated gear?
Yeah, I definitely my heated gear stay in my bag year round. I have a goose down climb jacket that folds into this pocket that stay in my bike year round. And then the base layer, I got cold weather base layer and I got hot weather base layer. And so that's what you'll find under that suit. And then depending on the next layer is going to be depending on the time of year.
Okay.
And that's it. Some long distance comfort undergarments, just wool socks, and you good to go for the whole year.
Yeah. I don't know what Low Key's saying, man. He say you rock your catheter in your clam suit.
He's talking about Reef.
The hell I do. No.
Hey, but you know what though? So look to Low Key's point, right?
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about, and I think maybe we should talk about this too. A lot of people, especially my guys, they always say, "Man, why you don't never have to use the bathroom? Go to the bathroom when you stop for gas on a whole road trip." And part of your preparation for doing a long distance trip is you got to prepare your body. So I have my own little regiment that I do, prior to a ride. I eat a certain way a couple of days before the ride, and then while I'm on the ride, I don't eat heavy, and then I sip on my drink instead of actually gulping it down, unless it's like extremely hot. So that prevents me when I'm doing my stop and goes. Usually time I don't even get off the bike. I just pull to the gas pump, gas up, and get back on the highway. And I can do that. No, usually I can do that from here to Houston.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
But for
whatever
me,
it
for
take,
longer
right?
trips, all that gas and go normally goes out the window because if I'm doing longer trips, unless it's rally or something, I'm going to take time. So I'm gonna get off the bike, stretch my legs, use the bathroom, and not be rushed the whole 10, 20, 30 days I'm out on the road.
Hey man, I ain't doing it, man. I'm in the 60-year-old and above game. I'm going to the bathroom, homie. I don't care if I have to go behind the building, behind the tree, pull over to the side of the highway. I'm going to the bathroom
So
because I found,
that's only by myself though, Sarge.
yeah.
If I'm with other people and they get off their bike to go, then I'm gonna do the same thing. But if I'm by
Yeah.
myself, usually I don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I probably could do that. I can't do that no more. You gotta go. But okay, so, uh, hey man, that took a turn, didn't it? That took a real turn, didn't it? T. Lou, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hey, T. Lou, so what? Okay, when you were gone, we were talking about what do we wear when we're on the bike? Are you a riding suit guy, jean guy, heated suit guy? What do you ride with?
I normally just have on my all-weather pants, so I don't have to stop, keep going if because it rains a lot down here in Florida. So, we just kind of just roll right through it. And because by the time you stop and try to put rain gear on and get 5 minutes down the road, it might not even be no rain no more. So I wear my rain, my all-weather pants and normally a long sleeve shirt. I always keep my bag packed for all 4 seasons, even though I live over here in Florida. So I learned that lesson my first trip to California when I lived in Chicago, and my national told me to bring all my heated gear. And I'm like, man, it's 90 degrees over here. And we going to California. Like, why I need to bring my heated gear? And sure enough, I got to the mountains of Colorado, and it was 45 degrees and raining with snow on the mountain and at the
Big
end of
time,
June,
big time,
you know.
big
My
time,
Lord.
big time.
And
Homie,
then we got to
homie,
Vegas on the same trip, and it was 116.
yes. It ain't no fun,
Yeah.
bro. It is no fun. Your whole trip done
No.
gone down the drain. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
Do you use it? But you do have heated gear, right?
oh yeah, I
Or
keep it
you
on the
just base
bag.
layer?
I keep my heated gear on the bag. I'll plug it up as needed. But
Okay,
I
okay,
definitely keep it on my bike at all times, no matter what.
okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay. So, gentlemen, we covered quite a bit so far tonight. We're gonna start trying to bring this thing into home and kind of trying to bring it into a point that people now can say, okay, I think I get where the guys are going with on this particular thing. Okay, so weather planning. Let's talk about weather planning. How do you plan for the weather? And just like T. Luke said, we down here in Florida, but every place else ain't Florida. I can tell you, Buffalo ain't Florida right now. I can guarantee you that. Or say Arizona's doing this thing.
The
Texas is
weatherman ain't
Texas.
never right.
Yeah. So weather. Talk to me about Sarge is getting ready to go 5,000 plus right now. What do I need to know about weather, understanding weather, and how do I prepare for the weather?
All the
So
stuff
for
we already
me,
just said,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
What about a
everything we
weather
just
app?
said, I mean, it is what it is. They ain't gonna stop nothing.
A
No,
weather
But you
app?
can you can check it, but it
I think
ain't gonna stop
only
nothing.
only thing that changes with the weather is knowing your limits.
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
So
Okay.
for
So
me,
like I
I know I
said,
use the
If it's
I use
extremely bad, you can try to go around it. But other than that, it ain't stopping nothing.
I'm not a fan of the go around it.
I
I'm
am.
either I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna either let it. I'm gonna outrun it, or I'm gonna shut down and I'm gonna let it blow
if
past me.
if I can go around it, I'm going around it.
You gonna go around it?
I'm going around it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to. I think I'm gonna try to see if I can. Either sometimes if I can't outrun it, I'm gonna let it just. I'm gonna sit down and let it shoot past me, going around it.
I'm gonna go
I
straight
think it's
through
all
it,
the
man.
I think
Whatever.
it all depends on I think it all depends on the situation, and the ride that you're doing. Sometimes, you know, when you get out in certain places, you can't really go around it because it's all mountains. So sometimes, like you said, you got to either try to outrun it, go through it, or just sit still.
Right.
I normally use the
Well, I
My
think
Radar app,
Yep.
My radar, I do too.
and yeah, and so
Yeah.
what I do
I
is in preparations before the ride, I'll use the My Radar app, and I'll hover over the major cities that I'm going through, and sometimes the small cities in between the major cities, and I see what the weather is like, so I know what pretty much what I'm getting myself into by the time I get to that point. And then there's another app out there. It's called Highway Weather.
Yep.
So Highway Weather, you
I
can
use that
actually
one all
put
the time.
you can put from point A to point B, and then you can tell it what time you're gonna leave, and then it'll estimate what time you're gonna get to your destination, and then it'll plot your route from point A to point B, and with all the weather points in between.
Right, and then it even recommend the time that you should leave according to
Yep,
its calculations.
yep. It's called Highway Weather.
And it still
What's
ain't gonna
up?
stop nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah.
Hey, so you just
I just,
saying
I
you got
just
you got to
use.
dig in. You got to dig in, and you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about
I just use the good old Weather Channel app, man.
Weather Channel app?
Whatever I run into is what I run into. And I just, unless it's a storm. But I mean, you got to understand, like, most people think about, the rain, cold weather. But when you riding across country, man, it ain't no telling what you have been
No,
Hey, T. Luke, I'm glad you said that because
across the
because
highway.
there you go.
It's a lot.
yeah. Hey, I'm glad you said that,
So
T. Luke, because I know there's certain things that are. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
I know there's certain things for certain times of the year. Say like Arizona, New Mexico. Man, sandstorms are gonna kick up, man. And you just got to know those weather patterns during that time of year. Western Texas, maybe around the El Paso area, there's going to be sandstorms or there's going to be wind coming out of certain places. You just got to expect that through, portions of the season. It's going to be certain, it's going to be hot. Or say, like T. Luke said down in Florida, if you from Florida, homie, and you crying about it's raining in July, you ain't from Florida. We know in Florida it rains in July and August like nobody's business. I always tell people, they call it the Sunshine State, but we got swamps for a reason, because it rains every damn day in Florida. So it's certain things during the year that you just have to be prepared for. And if you're going to be going across states, you need to be doing some homework as well to kind of understand what that weather pattern is going to look like. What you guys think?
yeah, and not only that, I was on a perfect example. I was on a ride. Somebody's phone too loud. I can't hear.
Yeah, somebody might be outside. Let's see. I think it might be T. Luke. No, it ain't.
Okay, so yeah,
No,
I
it
was
was T. Luke.
I was on a run from, I think I was going from Phoenix to Alabama, and I seen the weather pattern in Texas, and I knew it was gonna be there by the time I got there. So I don't care how long you've been riding. You can be the most experienced rider. You also have to understand your safety is your main concern, and you got to be smart. So I'm in the middle of this 1500 iron butt ride I'm doing. I get to Texas. It's probably now I've done about 1,000 miles. It's about 10 o'clock at night. It started storming out of nowhere, and it was storming so bad to where I couldn't even see the lines in the road. The cars next to me couldn't see the lines in the road. They swerved over into my lane. As bad as I want to do that 1,500 miles, I actually had to shut it down.
Well, that goes up under sometimes knowing your ability, man.
Yep.
Knowing what you can do and what you can't do. Low key always says this thing. He calls it safety over ego.
Yep.
Understanding what you can do and what you can't do, and not being afraid to say, you know what, I wanted to do this, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,200 miles in 24 hours, but I think it's time to shut it on down.
the
Yep.
end of the day, that road is undefeated.
Undefeated.
Will always be there to get.
Yep.
Undefeated. Undefeated. A big one that I 100% agree with. Ballhead Nancy said, plus your pit crew on alert. I know
Yep.
Reef has warned me a few times. Thank you, brother. Man, I can go on a whole tirade about a pit crew. If you are smart and you're going to do these type of rides, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, even a thou wow in some cases, have a damn pit crew. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when a pit crew, have people that's got your back, that know where you're going, that has your glimpse, that knows your route, that knows your tendencies, that are looking out maybe for weather, maybe looking for natural disasters that's going on, that your eyes and ears forward. And also people checking on you when you don't check on yourself, when you're being crazy out there and you think, man, I can ride for 30 something hours and keep pushing. And all of a sudden they don't see you moving for a while in the middle of nowhere. And now they're calling and checking. A pit crew is a loving personal group of people that are always looking for you. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of people are against, using Life 360 as a tracker, but man, I'm telling you, that Life 360 is the real deal.
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta. Yeah. I don't go anywhere without it.
I don't
go
either.
anywhere without it. Yeah, I need somebody to know where I'm at 24 hours a day. You know, the wife typically, she's my number one fan. So she's always on my 360, but typically I might have, whether it's a club brother or a good friend or somebody who really cares about my safety on there. Everybody can't be in your pit crew.
Right.
It only needs to be the people who love you, not the ones who not gonna check on you for 2 days. Them not gonna be the ones that you're gonna want in your pit crew. But gentlemen, we bringing it on into home, man. So let me do this. Because this has been a janky stream tonight. I apologize to you, and I apologize for all the folks who did take the time and rock with us, man. I appreciate you guys for doing this. It was a tough one, and I will be checking with the streaming services, man, and see what we need to do to fix this, because this has probably been the worst one I've had so far in a couple years. But I want to finalize this and go take it into home by saying, best advice from experienced riders, and I like to have run around the room and let you guys share your best advice that you would give to a rider who are getting ready to take on long distance riding at 5,000 miles or more. What's your best advice? You want to take it first, Frizz?
Stop and smell the roses. Enjoy yourself, because if you're not having fun, what's the point of doing it?
True, true. Hey, true. Don't do it for the gram. Do it because you want to do it. Reef, are you still on with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you catch that last request I had? Best advice
Can you hear me?
from experienced riders.
Yeah, my advice would be to, like you said, have fun, and then, like I say, break it up. You know, it looks daunting sometimes if you look at, man, I'm about to go do 16,000 miles. But if you break it up into 1 or 2 day increments, you're used to that. So just break it up and then eat it one bite at a time.
You know what I thought you was going to say, Reef?
What's that?
I thought you were going to say, get out and explore.
That's it.
Well, yeah, you got to do that too.
Yeah.
You got to do that too.
Go see something.
But in this case, you already had your miles. Your miles already playing.
Yeah. Totally agree. What you got for me, country?
Man, my best advice is ride at your ability, not of the ability of somebody else. Just because you see, some people like us doing certain things, you have to know your own ability and ride at your level, and just know your body.
Awesome. Hey, I'm gonna finish this up, man, and I'm gonna say this, man. Know your bike. Learn your bike before you get out there and make these kind of rides. Know the tendencies on your bike. Don't play as much music. I'm down with the parking lot pimping, but when you get on the highway, turn that music down, man, and listen to that motor. The motor will typically tell you if something's not gonna be going right before it don't go right. I'm gonna say this also: know your abilities. Don't get outside of your abilities. If you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, you know what? I can't do that one." Whether it's a weather situation, whether it's a body situation, know your abilities, man. The true accomplishment of any of these long distance road trips is making it out there and being able to make it back home to your family safe and sound. Any last word, fellas?
Go ride, see something, meet somebody new.
Well said. Well said. Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on and rocking with us this evening and sharing some of your time with us, man. Just like I said, my panel, man, Reef, T. Luke, Frizz, Country, man. These guys have been there, done that. We started some jokes at the beginning, and we talked about 100 miles. These guys have rode hundreds of thousands of miles over the years, man, and they got receipts to do it. If these guys it hadn't done it, it probably don't need to be done. It probably hadn't been ever done. I trust them. I've seen them. I've rocked with them, and I know they know what the hell they're doing. These guys have rode motorcycles from Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, to all over the United States, whether it was the Four Corners, Truex, 48 states, and again through some of the provinces of Canada, man. So they've been there, done that. So on the side, if you're friends with these guys on social media, man, reach out to them, man. Don't be afraid to ask them a question about what you need to know about riding, man. I'm guarantee they'll give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and they'll give you everything they can give you, man, to help you to be successful. Because we only get bigger and better as a motorcycle riding community if we share what we know. You know, go rock with them, man, at the Ride to Eat, the Reef and K Solo's Ride to Eat coming up, man, this October in Gulf Breeze, man, Florida, man. I'm telling you, some of the baddest motorcycle riders on the planet is going to be there. Now, when you do go, I suggest you do this. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use your 2 ears, man. Ask questions and learn. These gentlemen are going to put you on game, man. If they hadn't done it, it probably never been done. So again, follow them on social media, man. Learn as much as you can from them. Keep tuned in on the Iron Elite podcast channel, man. We're going to keep bringing on some of the best guests out here to let you guys know, man, what it is and what you need to know to be able to make these fabulous motorcycle rides. So in 2026, man, ride hard, be safe. Don't forget to love on each other and keep it motorcycling, you dig? Fellas, thank you so much, man. Much love and respect, man. I know y'all got day jobs, so I can't hold you forever. God bless, man, and we'll see y'all on the highway, you dig? Peace. Take care, fellas. Appreciate you. All right, man, we're back, man. Whew, my God, man. I tell you what, this was a tough stream for us today, man. But thank you to my guests for hanging in there and rocking with me, man. T. Luke from Next Level, Tampa, man. Big Frizz from Reb Reed, Fayetteville, man. The Empire. Reef, man, from the Reef and K Solo, Ride to Eat, man. You know, shout out to him. Country from Down to Pound, Phoenix, Arizona, man. Some of the baddest motorcycle riders on the planet. Thank you again, fellas, for being so patient and dealing with this incredibly bad stream tonight, man. But hopefully we gave you guys some great information that you can take with you getting ready for your 2026 riding season, man. Whether you're doing the 48 states, whether you're doing the Four Corners of America, whether you're doing Alaska, whether you're doing the 0 mile marker, whatever in between, man, be safe. Check out the Facebook group page, Iron Elite Home of the Ground Pounders Reunion. Iron Elite, home of the Titan Award, man. Get as much knowledge as you can. And don't forget the Sarge Life and Motorcycling YouTube channel, man. Don't be afraid to go through some of these podcasts, some of these interviews, to learn as much as you need to learn before you take off on your wonderful trip, man. So in the meantime, in between time, man, I'm going to say good night, y'all, man, because your boy's mentally drained, man. But in the meantime, in between time, man, y'all keep it motorcycling, you dig? Peace.